again with Alyssa. Not in her
Hello.
spooky porch, though. She's in a different room.
No, it's raining, unfortunately, so didn't
It
feel like it
happens.
was a good idea to sit out in the rain
It happens.
on the pork of spooch.
The pork.
Wait, I just messed that all up. The porch of spook, not spooch.
Someone needs my money.
Yeah. So, good news. We are officially done with state testing
Woo!
because, I'm a teacher, so that it's like a big deal. Like,
Congratulations.
everything is nice and calm again. I don't have to, like, we got in trouble for everything. I got in trouble for starting a minute earlier than another group.
Wow.
Yeah, it's intense. So now everybody's like, okay, 2 weeks left of school. We can do it. It's all good.
You got this.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, so
So do you want
today. Oh, sorry.
go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I was like, today we're going to talk about a few creepy haunted things like House on Haunted Hill and
Whoop,
Kingdom
whoop.
Hospital, which is one of Mino's favorite shows.
Yes.
So good. And then we're going to talk about haunted asylums. So this is going to be a creepy little haunted episode. You ready?
Yeah. We are ready. I feel like the theme is asylum this week.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. So I'm going to talk to you about Kingdom Hospital. So this is one of our favorite shows from our childhood. It actually came out in '04. So we were still pretty young. And TJ's mom let us watch it all the time. And I feel like that's where I got my original spook from, was your mother.
Oh, yeah.
Just letting you know. So I'm going to read to you the excerpt about what Kingdom Hospital is about, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on it. So this story tells of a fictional Kingdom Hospital located in Maine, which makes sense because this was actually developed by Stephen King. It's built on the site of a mill that manufactured military uniforms during the American Civil War. Previously, a hospital known as the Old Kingdom has been built on the site, but it burned down. The current hospital is known as the New Kingdom. The hospital's nature seems to reflect its ominous logo, a crimson-style dagger, predicting what will come. So this show is filled with tons of different ghosts. There's a sinister teenage boy. There is a young girl that walks around with a giant anteater, and his name is Ant Nubis. Get it? Like Anubis, the god of death. Yes. So I would say that this is basically, if you like House with Ghost, you're really gonna like this. It actually won a lot of awards, and on Rotten Tomatoes, it actually has a 7 out of 10. So it's really good. Tons of dark humor. There's actually a scene, spoiler alert, there's a scene where a ghost is walking around and he's trying to find his head, and they're playing the song "Where's Your Head At" as he's walking around looking for it. But it is like a perfect show to me. I love this show. It's got a great creepy vibe, really dark humor, which I always appreciate some dark humor. And it's actually on YouTube. I don't know if you've noticed that. Have you found it?
I did, and it's pretty bad quality, and that's why
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it. But yeah, it's really hard to find. Like if you try to like find it anywhere, there's like barely anywhere to buy it either. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I know, which is weird because it actually did really, really well. I mean, it had some negative critic reviews, but it did, like, for a scary show, which I don't know if you've ever realized, but scary movies never do well
Yeah.
with critics. So for a scary show, it did pretty good.
Okay, I
But
found it on Amazon, but it's like limited buying options.
yeah. And what's really creepy to me, I have a weird habit of whenever I watch something, I look up all the actors. I know it's weird. I don't get it. But as I'm watching, I'm literally like on Wiki trying to find out what their names are and like everything else they've been in. It's strange, I know. And one of the people, the actor's name is actually the same as one of my students' names, like spelled exactly the same first and last name. And I kind of freaked out a little bit. I'm like, this is weird. This is really weird.
Hmm.
But yeah. What do you think of it? Because you've also seen it.
I love it. I love the creepy. Of course, it's sad because, spoiler alert, because all the kids died in the mill, and
Yeah.
like their ghosts are there, and the little girl, she's so sad. But I think it's so cool. I just always liked ghost stories like that. Like even though I don't believe in it per se, but
Yeah.
I still liked I guess, behind it all, and like they're just trying to reach out again. And I mean, she's collecting souls basically, but that was pretty cool.
I think you're more of you like the legend.
Yeah.
You're more, and I'm more of I like the experience. Like I like to act like, because I actually do believe in ghosts. So I like the actual experience of it versus you like the story behind it.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
say that's correct.
Yes. I would highly recommend finding it and watching it, especially if you like medical shows with dark humor and ghosts.
Yes. Kind of like
Yes.
Scrubs, but more dark and with
Yes.
ghosts.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And the anteater is really cool.
He was my favorite. I actually wanted an anteater for a long time because of that show.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really
I could see
awesome
that.
pet.
Yeah.
And I
I
hate
could definitely
ants,
see
so I'd be
that.
like, just here you go. Just
Yeah,
eat
here you
all the
go.
ants.
Anteater would be pretty awesome to have as a pet, actually, if you
Yeah,
think about it.
he'd be really full
Like,
in Florida. So many fucking ants.
there's tons here too right now because it's been raining, so they're
Ugh.
all trying to find their way inside of somebody's house.
No, get out.
You guys have gross, big, giant fire ants, though, and
Yeah,
we don't have those as much.
we have the ones that want to eat you.
I know everything. I'm like, you're basically Australia of the United States.
Yeah, I would agree with
Yeah,
that. We have
yeah,
alligators. There was
yeah.
actually there's some ducks, and there is a sign in our apartment complex by the little lakes to be aware of alligators. So I'm like, oh my god, what if when it's a duck when I watch it or something? I don't want to see that.
I have to tell you a story about a goose because
Oh,
when you said when you said duck, it reminded me of this goose. So Josh told me at work he was sitting there like on his computer just working away, and then one of the geese flew into the window and died, and it was like tons of them flew into the window and died, and now there's one lone goose that just hangs out where all of his dead friends are.
aw.
That's so sad, right? But he's like, apparently he's really mean and will like hiss at you when you walk by because geese are assholes,
Oh yeah.
essentially.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. There's this one video that I saw recently. There was like this geese and this kid. The geese was like in the middle of the sidewalk, and it was at a college campus. And this kid was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I just want to get to class. And then it started chasing him. He's like, no! And I was like, oh
Oh,
my god. Like, I would be skipping class that day. Fuck that.
yeah, exactly.
Like, sorry, I have to
No.
get to class. This geese was gonna bite that kick my ass.
When I was a little kid, I got surrounded by them
Oh my god.
because I had like a loaf of bread and I was feeding them and it was all sweet. And then next thing I know, they are surrounding me on all sides. They were gonna kill me. I'm pretty sure.
Probably. I wouldn't
Death
be
by
surprised.
goose.
How did she die? Well, she
Death
had
by
some
goose.
bread, and all the geese wanted that bread.
Yes. Oh
She'll,
man.
she'll live in our memories. Kill all geese. I'm just kidding.
Kill
Don't
all
do that.
geese. Yeah. Yeah, that's not cool.
That's not
We
cool.
do not promote animal violence here.
Yes. No, we do not.
No animal violence, please. Keeping it safe.
We're highly against that.
Yes. All right. Do you want to talk about yours?
Yes. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's probably shit to other people, but I don't give a shit. House on Haunted Hill. Oh my
Woo!
goodness, let me tell you. I don't know, I guess, like Alyssa said, there's a story behind it. Like, if you haven't seen it, it's about this house on Haunted Hill. It's an asylum. I forgot the asylum's name, though. I always forget that shit. But, basically all the patients break out because they've been doing experiments on, and they break out, and they cause this huge fire, and everybody fucking just dies in it because the main guy who built the asylum had this mechanism to close the whole asylum, just lock it down. So it was all like fire and there was horrible shit and whatnot. So over the years, like it was rebuilt and everything, and the story goes like Price, who owns an amusement park, which cool fact about that is the roller coaster that they show, this is like Death Incognito or something like that. I don't know, something like that. Of his, and they go up the elevator. It's actually the Hulk in Universal Studios in Florida.
Nice. I've ridden
Oh
that.
my god, I have not. I hate roller coasters, but I'm just like, I know that. I've been under it, but
Yeah.
I'm staying under
I loved
it
it.
away
It
from
was
popcorn.
the one roller coaster that actually took me by surprise,
Oh
because
god.
if you don't know, it starts out like a normal roller coaster and you're going up the track and you're like, oh yeah, no, as when we get to the top, it's going to drop us, whatever. But then it just shoots out of
Hmm.
nowhere. And you do not expect it. It
It
was
goes
fun.
super fast. Like Cody's ridden it, my boyfriend, and he likes it, but I won't ride it with him. So every time we go, he can't ride it. I'm just
Aw.
like, nope,
Hey,
sorry.
I rode it single rider once because Josh does not ride roller coasters either. So maybe when we finally get together and go to Universal, maybe me and Cody will ride and you and Josh can ride Spider-Man because that's his favorite ride.
I don't like Spider-Man either.
Oh, okay. Well, you could find something you have in common.
I'm gonna eat popcorn. I'm gonna eat popcorn
There
and
you
watch you guys die.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, there
Thanks.
they go. Look at
There
that.
they go.
Oh, look the water. Oh, I got splashed. That was weird.
Oh well. That was
Well,
cool. Anyways, I'm
but yeah,
hungry.
yeah. Now I'm some popcorn. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. But his wife, which is a pretty bitch, she wants to throw this party, so she's like, "Here's the guest list." And his computer, as he's typing the thing, it erases the original guest list and puts different names. And it turns out that the names are from the people who worked at the asylum. The patients want revenge over. So yeah, it's really cool. I like it. It's really creepy at some parts, and I don't know. I like the story as well, and it's just so creepy. Like the surgeon guy, he goes after Evelyn, and he's just like the whole head shake that they do in like creepy asylum movies. Like I don't know how to say it over mic, but I'm shaking my head as I do it.
You're trying.
I'm
There
trying.
was an attempt.
Yes, there was a slight attempt if there was a video here. But he does that thing. He kind of like walks, and it kind of reminds me of like the 1920s or 1930s movies where they're like, there's not a smooth action. It's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really creepy, and I love it when they do that in scary movies, especially with like ghosts and everything. I don't know why, but that always is like, yeah, that's creepy. Keep going, keep going. Like that just gets my creepiness. Ah,
It gets your creep.
it gets my creep. I love that movie. And then it actually kind of ruined it for me because we got this new TV and it's not 4K, but it's HD and it's huge. And I watched it on DVD, but there's this setting that my friend was messing with the TV and he was like, "Oh yeah, this makes it look like less I forgot what I think it was lighting or something with the setting. I don't remember what it was, but it made the movie look really really bad, like one of those independent indie
Aw.
films. And I'm just like, why? But we fixed it, so it's fine. But before
Yeah.
that, I didn't know, and I was like, why does it look so bad on this new TV?
Aw.
Like, oh god, it broke my heart a little bit, but we fixed it, so it's
Yeah.
good.
When was the first time you ever saw House on a Haunted Hill?
I know my mom showed it to me.
Like I said, your
Yep.
mother, the gateway to all spook.
Yes, love you, mom. If you're hearing this, you probably are later. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she introduced me to it. I don't know exactly how. The only I remember the movie she introduced me to exactly was Darkness Falls. That's the only
Oh
movie that
yeah.
I remember her
And
really
it
introduced
always
me
goes
to.
back to Darkness Falls.
Yes, that's the movie that will always be scared. Like, I'm not scared of it now, but I just think of like Darkness Falls scared the shit out of me as a kid. Holy shit!
Yes.
And it's all because I was on the verge of losing my baby, like my last baby tooth, which is when she comes for the children. If you don't know, spoiler alert! Oh my god, this episode's full of spoiler alerts, like we always say, but whatever. But
It'll be called the spoiler episode.
the spoiler episode, creepy spoiler episode. There we go.
Well,
Yes.
the movie that always scared me was Chucky, and I know it's really dumb, but when I was a kid, I watched it like little, probably like 7, And my mom said that I went into my room and drug every single doll I had. And you know where I put them? This is like kid logic. I put them in the dryer. Because it can't get me if it can't. You cannot get out of a dryer.
Yeah, you can.
There is no way to get out of it. So I put them all in the dryer.
Yeah, very kid logic. Well, I mean, you're a kid. You can't really reach high places anyway to put it in an bag.
I know. She said that I drug them out one by one and put them in the dryer. I'm like, you are not staying in my room tonight. No dolls.
That's another movie. Not Chucky, but there's another movie that scared me. Was The Puppet Master. I still cannot to this day, because dolls like that creep me the fuck out. Chucky did that. Like, Chucky's really cool. Brad Chucky, she's cool. I don't remember her name.
You know my niece Tegan?
Yeah.
She loves Chucky, and she is like 4.
Okay,
she loves him and always like imitates him. It's insane.
She imitates him?
Yes.
Okay, well, we need to put her down.
She's dramatic though, so she's gonna be a star. I'm pretty sure. She's got a lot of attitude. She told me her favorite animal was a velociraptor the other day.
That's pretty cool.
She's like, my favorite animal, it's a velociraptor.
That is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she's funny. But what were you saying about Puppet Master?
Oh yeah, no, that movie, I still can't watch it to this day. Like, I tried watching it, like, in my adult life, and I had my friend, he was coming over that night anyway. I was like, hey, you want to watch Puppet Master movie? He's like, sure. So I'm like, okay. I was getting myself psyched up. I was getting so ready. We started watching the movie. 10 minutes in, he falls asleep. I was like, I can't do this by myself. Wake up. And he's just like, what? And he falls asleep again. So I'm like, fuck it. I don't want to watch it anyway. I don't want to. Nope. So I didn't. I stopped. I can't.
You're like, nope, not into that.
I can't. Nope. Like, Cody will watch it with me. He's just like, no, I'm good. I'm just like, no, I have to watch it. Like, but I can't by myself.
Yeah. I have to get over this fear. You have to conquer your fears.
Like, help
Face
me do
them
this.
dead on.
Yeah. I'm trying. I conquered it. So.
Oh, man. I need to see the new one. I still have not seen the new one.
The new one is so good.
I've heard mixed reviews on it. I've heard people really love it, and I've heard people really just thought it was boring.
Yeah, I've heard that too, but I still think it's really good. They did a really good job on it.
Yeah. Well, what's the guy? He's a Skarsgård, but what's his first name? Do you remember his first name? It's not Peter. No. Peter Skarsgård? No. What is his name? Oh, it's really gonna bother me. But that role, he's afraid of it. He's afraid of himself and Bill. Yes. No. Yeah. You're right.
Don't tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. He's afraid of himself in that role, though. So, I read something about that the other day.
He's like handsome if he doesn't smile.
All the Skarsgård men are like attractive in a strange way. Like,
yeah, but if he smiles, it's automatically like horror nightmare territory, and I'm just like, I could never date a person like that. I'm so sorry.
I know.
Like,
sorry, Skarsgård.
You're adorable.
It's not gonna happen.
But just don't smile. Like, I'm looking at his photo now. He's like, oh, he's so handsome. Like, but as soon as like there's this, well, he's making the it smile, and
of course, yeah.
But no, like his eye is just, oh my god, don't look at me. I can't. Do
yeah.
This.
Yeah.
I can't look at me. Okay, I'm done.
They're all attractive though. There's tons of them.
Yeah.
Or not tons of them, but how many brothers does he have? Since you have it up.
I just got it out because it was creeping me out. Okay, hold on. Bill Skarsgård. Let's see.
People are probably screaming at us right now.
Like, what?
How do you not know?
They have this many brothers, this many sisters. Okay, so he has 7 siblings.
Oh man, that's a lot. Poor Mrs. Skarsgård. Okay, that's a lot.
Alexander Skarsgård. Wasn't he in where is it? True Blood. Yep, he was. What's his face? True Blood. Mm-hmm. He was adorable in that, but oh my god, that show.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're everywhere. They're taking over.
Yeah, the Skarsgård family.
They'll be our overlords eventually.
I'm okay with it. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, until they smile at you.
Yeah, then I'm like, oh, I don't, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
anymore.
All
I'm
right.
squeamish.
Do you wanna go on with our next?
Oh yeah, sorry. Our next segment, I guess,
Yes.
haunted asylum.
So we're talking about asylums. I did the Danvers State Lunatic Asylum in Massachusetts. Massachusetts. I can't
Wow,
talk.
that was rude.
Been talking all week. My brain is mush. So I picked it because today it's called The Witch's Castle on a Hill. And I kind of felt like that was on branding with House on a Haunted Hill. Just saying. It was built in 1878 in Salem Village, and it's gorgeous, and it's still standing, and you can go into
Excuse me.
it to this day. They have tours.
I was looking
So
at photos of it, and it reminded me of something, but I forgot what it reminded me of. It's my bad.
it reminded me of something too. Maybe it was like a past life. We went there.
Oh my god, no.
I don't know, but
Move
it
on.
was all of the asylums that it's a specific type of asylum, or like a one certain company made a bunch of them, and they're all built in the shape of a giant bat, and the wings coincide with the wings of the hospital. I thought that was kind of cool. And it's when it opened, it was known for its modern treatments of patients, but due to the lack of funding, overpopulation, and being understaffed, it kind of turned into a concentration camp, basically.
Jeez.
So there were 2,000 patients towards its end, but it was supposed to only have a maximum of 600, if that kind of gives you a visual. And it was so bad that dead patients would go unnoticed for weeks, which is one of my biggest fears.
Like you never be
Like,
found.
yeah, like find my body. I'm gonna haunt everybody until my body is found.
Yeah, that's why I
Just
don't like to
saying.
like stay like alone. Like, what if I choke and die? No one's gonna know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, no.
Mine is always like, what if I'm kidnapped? I don't know if I can. I could still be kidnapped.
Yeah, you can still
Yeah.
be kidnapped.
Right. Yeah. I could be taken.
I mean, that's why I don't go like places alone most of the time.
I like to go places alone though, but that is definitely a big fear of mine. Is that what if I'm taken and then my body is never found?
Did you hear about that one girl who actually saved herself from being kidnapped?
No, but you know what they say that you should fight.
Yeah.
Like, do not go easy. You better fight because if they do take you, the chances of you dying are extremely high.
Yeah. Like, you're pretty
So,
fucked.
notice everyone. Fight, fight.
That's why I
If
always
your
carry a
natural
weapon with me.
instinct is to flight, you need to fight.
Mm-hmm. Like,
That's why you said what?
that's why I always bring a weapon with me. I always have a weapon on me.
Yeah.
I have a pocket knife.
Well, I was actually in a lockdown, like a real one.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I told you about that, right?
Mm-hmm. You messaged me this morning.
And yeah, so I had like 20 kids in my room with me, and we didn't know if the intruder was in the building or outside. And I had no weapon. So I took my keys and I was going to stab somebody. Like
That's
I
so
had it
scary.
between my fingers, like ready to go. But so anything can be a weapon
Mm-mm.
and fight. Those are my cardinal rules. Yep.
I mean,
So
I don't
what
know
did you
if
say?
it's just like me. I don't know, but every time I see something, but I'm in a like, not even like a like I'm scared situation. I'm just like, I could use that to kill somebody. I could use that to kill somebody. I could use this water bottle to kill somebody. Look at this. I can beat somebody with this remote. This
Do you
microphone's
know
pretty
what your
heavy.
instinct is? Are you a fighter or a flighter?
It depends on the situation. Like if someone that I know, or like love or care about is in trouble, and I will fight that some bitches. But if it's me, it depends on what I'm doing at the time. Because
Yeah.
I've noticed that it's like, okay, someone comes up behind me, I will fight you. But if you like come at me, like running at me, I will run.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
I
no, no,
mean,
no, no, and then I will trip and fall because that's just what I do.
yeah. You'd be that girl,
I
that
will.
one girl in every horror film.
I would, because I get too scared and I don't know where my feet are. I've noticed that, like, even playing tag as a kid, I'm just like, where's my feet? And then I fall and then I get tagged. I'm like, I don't want to play this game. I hate this game.
I hate this game.
I
And then
hate
you
it.
go sit out by yourself
Yeah, that's what I did.
and
That
pout
was my recess.
and tell everybody that they're stupid. I remember.
You're dumb. Come on,
This
teacher,
game
let's
is
play.
stupid. You're stupid. Everything
He's
is
stupid.
stupid.
Fuck you.
I think my natural instinct is to fight. Every time I've ever been in this situation, I go straight. I don't even panic. That's what's scary to me is that I'm totally calm. And I'm like, I'm gonna kill somebody today. Every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, back to what we were talking
Oh yeah.
about. The
Sorry.
Danvers State Lunatic Asylum in Massachusetts.
Mhm.
So it was akin to like a concentration camp because there were so many people cramped in. And like I said before, people would die and go unnoticed for weeks. So some of the paranormal stuff that has been seen there is full body apparitions, flickering lights, which right now we're talking about circuits in my classroom. And I actually got the circuits to flicker. So I'm going to say that that's a switch error.
Mhm.
I don't really think that that's ghosts. I thought
Yeah,
that you would be pretty excited about that. Like I'm like, no, I don't think flickering lights is ghosts. I think that's a switch or a wire error.
I agree with
Because
you.
it is really easy if you've ever actually played with circuits, it's really easy to mess it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's
So
mostly anytime I see like anything like that in movies or like the ghost shows, I'm like the flights are flickering. Yeah, because it's an old fucking building. What do you expect?
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't I don't know why they think that flickering lights appears with paranormal. Like I feel
Because
like there's probably a reason.
yeah, I think I don't know where I heard it or saw it, but this people think that the spirits use the electricity and the I guess the energy and the electric to communicate or try to communicate with us. But I'm just like, I don't know. You're in a really old building that hasn't been like taken care of in a while.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's just wiring. But
So
I don't know
spirits
anything.
so spirits are basically just giant energy sucking loads.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
We
That's
don't need them
cool.
in our lives.
You are sassy today.
I am. Sorry, spirits.
Get out of here. Nobody
Get the
even likes
fuck out of
you.
here. I need my electricity.
So other
Anyways.
stuff that they've seen is like unexplained footsteps and opening and closing of doors. So nothing like too terrifying. Like I've seen asylums that had like legit shadow people, which shadow people are scare me immensely. They are terrifying. So this one, I would say, if you're going to visit one, this would be like the starter asylum. Like go here, maybe you'll see a ghost, maybe you'll hear some footsteps, maybe you'll experience some flickering lights, but you're probably not going to get possessed. So
There's no
we could
demons
start
there, is what you're
there.
trying to say.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too scary. So,
Well, there you
but
go.
yeah, that is the Danvers State Lunatic Asylum.
So you don't want a starter asylum to go
Starter
spirit
asylum. It's low
hunting.
tier.
Yeah, you just go to
Happy hunting.
Denver. Yeah, happy hunting. That well, that reminds me of the Pennhurst Asylum.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was interesting. I did some looking into. There's a legend behind it. I'm not going to pronounce this doctor's name because I am going to mess it
Again
up
with your
terribly.
legends. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
down with the legends.
Down with the legends.
Yeah, Doctor Henrik. We're just gonna say Chuck because I
Yep.
don't know. He was.
You told me his
Austrian.
last name, and
Yeah,
that
no.
was nope.
No, I'm so sorry. There's a legend behind it. He was experimenting on the patients because they were doing different techniques in Austria, and he needed live patients instead of dead bodies. So they started experimenting with the patients at Pennhurst. And while they were doing that one night, I guess he was the doctor, and a lot of the patients were killed when a fire broke out, which also reminded me of House on Haunted Hill. And
It all goes back
yeah,
to House on a Haunted
exactly.
Hill or Darkness Falls.
Oh no. I don't think there's a tooth fairy in this one, but
That's what you think.
oh please no. Um, so yeah, the whole legend's like because they're so like I guess angry at what the experiments are doing, and the good doctor is always looking for his new test subjects. So it's still like very haunted, and they have like the little things, like the tours and everything, which are pretty fairly priced, except for the overnight. It's like $1,500, and I'm like, oh my god, why would you want to spend the night there? But then I thought of
Wait, you have
President
to pay
Unsolved.
to spend the night there?
Yeah, there's a lot
That
of different tickets.
sucks.
Yeah, $1,500.
15, like, what do you get for $1,500? Did you look into that?
You get the whole tour, which should be like all of the buildings, because there's multiple buildings for the hospital. It's a huge, huge campus. So you get a whole tour of that. I'm so sorry. You get a whole tour of all the buildings, and then the ghost tour at the end of the night or whatever, and then you get to sleep in, I guess, the dormitories of the boys or the girls. So that's interesting. So I
Okay, but
guess
could we
it'd be
like
worth it.
counterfeit a ticket?
I don't think so.
Just an idea. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll go. Would you stay with me?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
We get killed, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. We're gonna haunt
We're doing
it.
it
We'll
for
just
podcast.
join the masses of other ghosts there, right?
Like, hey, thanks for killing me. Like, what are we doing
So,
here?
guys, so what do we do in this asylum? Like,
Yeah.
do we have shifts of haunting? Like, do I go and then I get like my 15-minute break and
Like,
I get
yeah,
some
then
ghost popcorn?
Phil does the general admissions area, so just that's his area.
Oh, he moved on. He passed on. He
Oh.
finally saw the light.
Oh, that guy, yeah, that's good. What about Abigail? One of the nurses. What I thought was interesting, well, not interesting, it's kind of sad, but it was about 1903, so it is super old, over 100 years. And the first patient that was admitted was 1908, but within 4 years, the hospital was already overcrowded. And they were already still being pressured into admitting more immigrants, of orphans, and criminals as well.
So wait, hold on, because there was a gap between like 1903 and 1908 when the first patient was admitted. So what did they do?
We're still building the hospital, because they were just building it in 1903. So
Oh, okay,
included,
that was
like,
their building time.
yeah, there's a building.
Okay.
That was the first construction of like the girls' dining room, the girls' dormitories, the boys' dormitories, or the cottages they call them, school, the laundry, and sewing, and the powerhouse, and the kitchen, and the storeroom. So they were still building all of that. That was what the first buildings were constructed. That was when it started in 1903.
In my
And-
brain, they were just hanging out, waiting
like,
for some
Where's the crazies?
person to come by. Like, so, anyways, we're gonna play some cricket.
Yeah.
They play cricket in my mind.
Oh, they're just hanging around playing cricket until some crazy person comes along. Like, hey, I need a house. I'm like, you got it.
Yeah, I would like to live here, please. I will pay $15,000 or $1,500.
Oh god. I don't think the patients would pay. They just are kind of like
Forced.
Yeah, pretty much. They actually found out while they were like looking for people to live there, over 3,000 people, of feeble-minded people they call them, were already in asylums, prisons, and reformatories, and county care hospitals. I guess it was like normal hospitals. They were all in need of like specialized care, so those people would be, I guess, evaluated, and that's when they started coming in after it was all done. And another thing, the patients were actually classified into categories: mental, physical, and dental. The mental categories were like imbecile or insane, so that was like no in between there. Physical was like epileptic, there we go, or healthy. So there was like either you're good or you're fucking done. And then dental was like good, poor, or had treated teeth. So I thought that was
What?
Yeah, it was dental category. I thought that was weird.
So you would be like somebody that has schizophrenia with good teeth and with epilepsy for some reason. Which category would you go into?
Well, they get multiple ones. So like mental, they'll be like, okay, so
Okay.
this person's insane. Physical, okay, this person's epileptic. But dental, they're super poor. So like they get one in each category, I believe.
Huh.
Yeah, it was really
That's
weird.
weird.
Mm-hmm. And then this is where it basically all breaks down. In 1983, this is like the timeline, not the legend area. In 1983, 9 employees were indicted on charges of slapping and beating patients, 2 arranging like patient fight clubs. Basically, like they were like making the patients fight each other, and I'm
That's
just like,
so horrible.
wow, holy
I
shit.
just, I'm sorry I laughed, but I was not expecting patient fight club to come out of your mouth.
I knew you would like that. That's what it reminded me of when I read it. I was like, so there were just fight clubs.
What's the first
The
rule of Fight
employees.
Club?
You
Never
don't
talk
talk
about
about
Fight
Fight
Club.
Club. If you haven't seen that movie, you should. And then so by like 1986, the complex was completely abandoned and let to rot, basically. So by 1986, it was just done. It was I think one of the buildings was reopened for VA, I believe, but I don't count me on that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty. It's that sad,
Yeah.
but not as
Did you have
sad
any
as.
spook?
Not a lot of spooks except for the legend about the doctor and his patients.
Hmm. I bet it's haunted.
I I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's an asylum. There's a lot of torturing and stuff there.
Yeah.
A lot of patient fight clubs.
Patient Fight Club.
Patients who are upset they lost, so they just stay there and like.
Oh,
We
Fight
fight
Club
somebody.
all of a sudden makes so much more sense.
Because they were adults, or just because of Patients Fight Club?
Patient Fight Club.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man, you really need to see that movie if you have not. It was really good. Like,
Amazing.
solid 10 out of 10. And I do not give 10 out of 10s. I always find something wrong with everything because that's my personality.
I wanted to read the book for a while, but I don't know. I don't know why I don't want to anymore. But I do, but I don't. I'm just like, I have a lot more things to do, but I also really like the movie, and I also don't want to ruin it, the book, if the book's not that great, but I heard the book's really good.
Yeah. We should start a book club.
We should.
Yeah.
We should. That'd be
We
really
need.
cool. Get horror movies. Excuse me, horror books.
There's probably tons. I know there has to be millions.
I remember this one book that I got at Books a Million.
Books a million.
Books a Million.
Books a million.
A couple of years ago. And it was like when me and Cody first started dating, I believe. And it was called Asylum. And like I was like, oh, this looks really cool. And it had like a ghost girl on the cover. And I was like, okay. I think it was like a young adult book. I don't give a shit. But I was like, okay, let's look into this. So while I was at the register, the guy was like, oh yeah, people have been like returning this book because it was so scary. I was like, oh, really? Okay. I'm up for it.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. And then I read it and I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
It was, yeah.
It was an okay book. There's actually like 3 in the series, I believe. I forgot the author. But yeah, it was pretty good. I don't won't read it again, but I still have it. I don't read books very easily. So.
See, asylums aren't that scary to me. I'm not a big fan of asylums. Versus, like, I think my jam is like legends, urban legends.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
I like you said, like I just like the story behind it, like haunted houses.
Yeah.
Like what happened here? Interesting.
And I like to hear of like personal experiences with it. Like, so it's how on a scale of 1 to spooky, how spooky is it?
It's spoopy.
It's spoopy. What did I call my porch? The sporch.
I don't know. The sporch.
Oh, this has been a mistake.
This whole episode was a mistake, probably.
Yeah, all of my can't talk things.
And that's why it's a good time to end.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening. If you like our podcast, please listen more. Our other episodes are all right.
Give us some credit, rude.
Yeah. Okay. They're
wonderful.
5. They're wonderful.
Wonderful.
If you like what you're listening to, please like us on Facebook. We always update on there. Twitter is also there as well, and we have a Tumblr page as well. I randomly post there on about random stuff. So, yeah, thank you for listening once again.
Yes. Send us your asylum stories.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Or
Or
ghost
your,
stories.
yeah, ghost stories, interior design ideas. We take it all.
Yeah.
Just send us your stories.
Well, do something with those ideas. Something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
I
exactly
don't know.
what.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell us your favorite scary movies.
Yeah. What are your favorite scary movies? What scary movies do
Yeah.
you want us to talk about next? What are your recommendations? Let us know
Yes.
in the comments below. Have a great day, everyone, and stay spooky.
Stay spooky.